Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, imagine this. You're trying to build something cool using the latest tech. But every single morning, it feels like the ground rules have just completely shifted under your feet. That feeling, the information overload, the constant change. That's exactly what our source tackles today. It's the very first script from a new show, Tech in Podcasts. So our mission for this deep dive is to pull out the core ideas. Why does a show like this even need to exist today, and what's the actual value it's trying to bring to you? What really jumps out right away is this challenge that, let's be honest, probably feels familiar to a lot of you listening. The tech world isn't just fast. It's described as, well, chaotic, noisy, exciting, but also pretty exhausting. I mean, think about it. A new AI model seemingly every week, startups raising just huge amounts of money. Then you've got these frameworks you're told you must learn, and constant layoffs at companies that seem totally untouchable.
Yeah, it really is like trying to drink from a fire hose, as the saying goes. It might seem exciting at first, but it quickly becomes overwhelming. And what's really insightful here isn't just that tech is fast, but the assumption behind it. The script assumes that listeners like you, whether you identify as a learner or a builder, are actually, struggling to keep up.
Right. It's not just an inconvenience anymore.
Exactly. It points to this bigger shift where information overload is a genuine barrier. It's stopping people from staying relevant, staying effective. And that raises a really important question. In this kind of super fast environment, how do you even figure out what actually matters versus what's just noise?
Okay, so given this, tsunami of information, what's the solution? What's the antidote here? Well, the creators of Tech in Podcasts, they lay out a pretty clear vision for how they want to tackle this overwhelm. Their goal sounds direct: break down the complex stuff, highlight what really makes a difference, and essentially cut through the BS for, well, builders, tinkerers, engineers, founders.
And the tech curious, too, they mention.
Right, exactly. Anyone curious about tech?
And that vision, it really speaks to this growing, I think, profound demand for curated information. Information that's concise, that you can trust. You see it in their whole approach. They're promising short episodes, like 5 to 10 minutes.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, straight talk.
Yeah.
No jargon overload. They're hitting all those points. And they even list the kind of hot topics they'll cover: AI, cloud, dev tools, startup culture, productivity hacks, stuff people are actually dealing with.
It feels like a really deliberate strategy, doesn't it? To fight that feeling you get trying to read, 10 newsletters, 30 tweets, and 4 Substack posts every day.
Totally. It's trying to be the filter.
But here's where I think it gets really interesting. It's not just about managing information overload for your job. The script makes this really powerful argument for why understanding tech matters now more broadly. It suggests tech isn't just a career path anymore. It's, and I'm quoting here, the air we breathe.
It's a strong statement.
It is. It's embedded in everything, right? How we communicate, work, date, shop, eat, even how we sleep. And understanding it, the script argues, gives you an edge. It helps you stay relevant, sharp, future ready, not just professionally, but in life.
Yeah, that perspective really elevates it. It underlines how tech advancements affect, well, everyone, far beyond just industry news. It frames tech literacy as like a fundamental skill for just navigating modern life, not just for the pros.
Absolutely.
And they give us a little peek at what's coming, too, which kind of proves their point about the speed of change. They tease a deep dive into whether AI engineers might become the new front-end devs. That's a fascinating comparison, right?
It really is, thinking about how essential front-end became.
Exactly. And they mentioned discussing GPT-40, the latest openai model, and this whole hype around prompt engineering versus, actual core development skills. That rapid shift itself, where a skill like prompt engineering suddenly sparks debates about whole new job roles.
Yeah.
It perfectly shows why you need that curated filter. It's not a luxury anymore.
It's a necessity.
It really is.
So, thinking about you, our listener, the learner out there, what stands out most from this source, from this deep dive? For me, maybe it's just the raw necessity of filtering the noise. And that applies to any complex field that's moving fast, not just tech.
Yeah, definitely. This whole look at a new podcast mission just highlights that critical need for knowledge that someone has actually thought about, curated, in a world that's just drowning in data. And it leaves us with a question for you, really. How do you currently handle information overload? And maybe what strategies could you borrow from this discussion to get better informed, without feeling totally swamped?